We'll call the Cheyenne County Commissioner meeting in order. We'll start with the flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fast meeting.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost $9,000 for Foley parts.
It's kind of disappointing when we have almost everything's pretty new. It's just like,
Of course, those parts don't come cheap.
no, they do not. Hey,
Good
Leslie,
morning.
How are you?
Good, sorry about that, I had to prove some paperwork.
You're fine.
Carol Redding's not gonna be able to make it.
Okay. What's your schedule, Scott? I can see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give you one.
No, you were handing out checks. I know what it's like. Thank you.
You need one too?
No, I've got one. Kelly always prints it off for me, we're good.
Did you want two 815s in here?
Yeah, one's canvas.
Okay.
Regular.
Gotcha, thanks.
texted me already on those days. Oh, yeah, that was texted me.
You can only root for so long.
Let me get that done with. I'll give you the second page when I'm done. It'll be just a second.
We need a motion to close. Thank you.
Can I see the minutes? Thank you. they get that tree removed from,
Yeah, that same day, it was,
it's already done?
yeah, it was probably done by noon.
Wow.
About log somewhere there. And that's, well, the sliding doors on it.
tracks for that.
The what?
The tracks,
New tracks on that.
tracks and
Okay.
sprocket.
Those are $8,000.
Yeah,
And just for the parts, wasn't it?
Tracks.
yeah.
I read this. Thank you.
I didn't have one of them. I don't know if I've got one or not.
It's okay.
Make a motion to approve the minutes and the warrants.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes and warrants as stated. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Good.
So at the last meeting, I mentioned the tax sale and getting the certificates of title started. I forgot the resolution. So here's the resolution for me to officially do this.
Okay.
Is that one house in Bird City still gonna go?
They sold it.
They sold it.
Yep, it sold last Friday. And I believe the city of Bird City bought it.
We haven't, did we vote on that already?
No,
Okay.
no.
What resolution number will it be?
24 minus.
Gosh.
Ten.
2410?
Yep.
I move we approve resolution 2410. Is that all we need?
For the tax sale.
Second.
Tax bill.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2410. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, motion carries.
William.
The other guys just.
So do you-
That is all I have, but I've got errands and cooking to do.
Okay.
Because I've got everyone here for Thanksgiving already.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So if you need me, just call me.
We will do that. Thank you, Leslie.
All right, thank you.
Have a good holiday.
You too.
Thanks.
Do you need a copy of this?
No,
Okay.
or you know what, yeah, I probably do,
Okay,
so that I
I'll
can
make you one right quick.
put it in my file.
So Jordy's home. I saw her Monday night.
I was at the basketball game,
Yeah.
junior high. This gal come walking up to me all decked out in red. We were playing Quinter,
Uh-huh.
red. She come up there and wanted to hug me, and that was this girl, Quinter wanted to, my mind wasn't
Right.
thinking. Jordy,
Yeah.
Okay. Bank cards, I think, are gonna wait.
Okay.
Dawn, we can do that at the end.
Okay.
I have old business there, but I think Cody's coming in about that, so we can
Yes.
wait until after that.
All right, do we want to get Don or Cody in?
Yeah, we'll get Cody. Yeah, Cody. Let's see if he's gonna. He told me to text. He was.
I'm gonna run downstairs real quick.
We'll see where Steve's at.
Go ahead, Stuart.
where are you going for Thanksgiving?
Everybody's coming to my house.
How is it?
So tonight, today looks like a day that I could spend inside cleaning. I've been putting it off. I figured, I'll have time Thursday morning. But, gotta wash the kitchen floor and vacuum. My house is the most open for that sort of thing, so. You?
Oh, it's on the Dalpit side. My wife's side are back. And they all, for years, been going out here to Brock McAtee's. He's got a great big showing. It's a huge garage, huge. Got a kitchen in it, bathrooms. They got basketball goals, badminton,
Wow.
table tennis, room for tables to eat. And they go out there and there'll be probably 40 of us there.
Cool.
Hello, guys.
Hi, Cody.
How you guys doing?
Decent. You?
Good, good. Good. Short things, quick things to talk about. Every year we do the evaluations, I'm at the Sheriff's Association, it seems like, annual conference, and I do them by phone. And I just wanted to come check in face to face so you guys knew where I was standing. When I'm talking about employees' wages, I will use one employee, we'll call him employee A since we're not in executive session.
Okay.
Makes less than $17 an hour working for Cheyenne County. He can go work for Rollins County right now for $23.50. People can't fill spots. Their sheriff's offices have had positions open forever. The last time we had, the time before, not the last time, but the time before we had a position open, it was open for 9 months before we got somebody hired. I just want to make sure you guys know where I'm coming from when I'm asking for a significant raise for the deputies. Most sheriff's offices around are around the $20 or more mark per hour. I don't think I have a deputy outside of my undersheriff that's making $20 an hour. They're loyal, they want to work here, they want to stay here, but at some point in time, when you're making $16.80 an hour and you know you can drive 22 miles and make $23.50 an hour, at some point we're going to have a mass exodus if we don't try to catch those wages up at some point in time. The wages, the money for the wages are in the budget. 2 years ago, we talked about giving a significant raise to them to try to catch up. And then we didn't follow through with that. We gave them a good raise. I'm not saying that. I'm trying not to discount what you guys gave them for the raise, but it wasn't what was budgeted, for the raise. And then last year, we didn't catch up last year. So the money is in the budget to give them a raise to try to get everybody up to at least minimal $20 an hour for the guys that are experienced. I'm not talking about new hires because I don't have any new hires right now. We could discuss that when that time comes, or we make a new pay scale or whatever. But I'm really fearful as everybody around us is trying to fill these spots and getting desperate because they can't fill the spots. The wages around us just keep getting higher and higher. And I'm not saying we need to pay guys $25 an hour, but we can't have a $4 an hour difference, between us and Wallace County or Rollins County or anywhere near us, because once they leave and we're paying that little, we're not going to get anybody else hired.
Well, not only that, it's like EMS and the people, they get paid more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense.
And this isn't a knock against my dispatchers. It's a very stressful job and it's a highly technical job, but the dispatchers get paid more than the deputies. We haven't got them caught up with the rest of them. So I will say this is part of it. When I say there's money in the budget to give them a raise, it's there. Like I said, I'd like to see the minimal that any of my deputies currently working right now is $20 an hour. That means some of them I think needs to make more than that, but I'd kind of like that to be the minimum number. I feel that I am taken care of, and I do not need a raise this year. I don't even need a cost of living raise if that's what we need to do to make the adjustment to get the deputies paid more, because They deserve it. They're a very loyal bunch. They're very loyal to each other, and they're very loyal to Cheyenne County as a whole, because they all grew up here. They deserve it, and we need to start paying them. They've, like I said, they're making less than the dispatchers, or the potential to make less than the dispatchers. And I know I'm repeating it. I did ask yesterday. Let me scroll through this. There's a joke in there, but I asked if Kat was to hire Sam away right now, what would she pay? And she says she'd pay me that as well too, joking about. And it's $23.50 an hour. He's currently making less than 17. So
It's kind of hard for them not to want to go
yeah,
or have to go.
yeah. Loyalty begins and ends somewhere. You know what I mean? So, that's it. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys in person because I was at the sheriff's conference. We talked on the phone. I just wanted to talk to you guys face to face about that, so you know where I'm coming from. So the second thing is, we had a meeting with Ryan, Dan, Dennis, the two, the fire chiefs, Jill, and the Kansas Highway Patrol and the motor vehicle thing. And in the past, and I went to a state training about livestock accidents, bull haulers, and stuff. Ryan Murray and I went to that. And there's a large liability of just cutting a bull rack and letting the animals loose, which is kind of what we do, and then we pay cowboys to round them up. And sometimes because of topography, that may be what we still have to do. We decided that one of the things that maybe we should do is get a set of portable corrals. There's some that we can rent. There's farmers that we could use. There's a set right out by the highway that says rent me. The problem is at 2 a.m. that person doesn't answer their phone. 2 a.m. you find out that those portable corrals are being rented by somebody in Dundee County. I priced some. It's a bumper pull set, brand new. They have wheels. They're smaller. They're not the big outfit like what they have out there on the highway, and it's $11,000 for the setup. I have some leftover money in my budget, and I would match that with money out of the asset forfeiture, so it doesn't all come out of the budget. But I would like to purchase a set of those portable corrals, and then store it. Just basically the fire department would take care of them and get them out there to use on livestock accidents. We have 2 or 3 a year. I would imagine that would increase with what's going on with that feedlot, but I think it'd be a smart investment, and it protects our liability. Because if we cut a bull rack open and those calves go anywhere, and I don't know if you know, the calves that are being hauled up there are like 150, 200 pound Holstein mix calves. They're not, big steers. And you know how calves are to try to round up. Not saying we could use them every time, because topography is topography. If we can't get them set up in a ravine, we can't get them set up in a ravine. But I think it's something to protect our liability as a county that we should own.
So you would do 5,500 out of asset forfeiture, and then 55 out of your budget?
Yes, 50/50.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
But I need your guys' permission to do that 55 out of my budget.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we take 55 out of his budget and the other out of what?
Out of the asset
Asset
forfeiture.
forfeiture.
He asked for.
Yeah,
And it is a definite need, do you think?
I think it is.
Is it
I think it's a definite need to protect our liability, the county's liability. Like I said, the first time we have a wreck after we buy them, it's gonna be in a ravine and we can't set them up anyways, but I think we need to have them available, because a lot of times we can use them. And when we're talking about those calves, it's gonna be a mess. And if somebody hits one that we let out and we didn't get them all rounded up, because sometimes we gotta wait till daylight to round them all up and everything. I think it's a definite need. And like I said, I do have the money
I know.
left in my budget.
I just have a hard time wrapping my head around that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I do too, but there's just so many of them around that you could rent, but I understand maybe where it's the middle of the night,
Yeah.
unless you had a deal with them that,
Because it never happens during the day.
No, it never happens during the day. And then the other thing is, you know, in the middle of the night, now you gotta find, which there's plenty of firemen that have, but you gotta find a pickup with a gooseneck. And then, you know, what condition are they in when you get them out there, you know, that type of thing.
Are these gonna be under lock and key? So somebody didn't just back up and take it?
Absolutely. I'm not gonna guarantee they're gonna be inside, but there's those ball hitch locks you can put on there and some other stuff. We'll figure out a security function for them. My plan is just to basically say to Dan, here they are, you know, this is kind of, even though I'm the one purchasing them, it kind of,
The fire
Guys would be-
department will bring them out.
yeah. Or we could too. I mean, it's just, but I just store them there because I think it makes more sense to have them stored in St. Francis and Bird City because we're gonna, you know, the trucks that are coming up that feedlot are going up 27, not 161. I could store them over at my building, but I don't think that would make sense. I think the greater need would be here in St. and they need to be stored here.
We
So,
might be able to put them in that long building, that long metal building that we were gonna put a new door on up at the airport. Or can we do that?
no, I think they're all right outside.
Okay.
they all sit out. I don't hardly know anybody that keeps them
We don't wanna
inside.
have to go open doors and.
Yeah. All you gotta do is take the key and unlock the ball lock and go.
And that's something that, like, if Steve needs it for something. we can-
Absolutely,
Okay. I just-
absolutely. And, you know, if anybody in the county structure needs them,
I've seen videos of firemen cutting open like big cows, and you get a rancid cow chasing firemen, there's your liability also.
Yeah.
Just running loose,
And-
they'll chase anything there they can find, so.
They're hard to set up in uneven ground. Very hard.
and this set that I'm looking at, one of the reasons I chose this set is it's got big metal wheels on it. So when you unfold it, you know, they're still gonna be hard to set up on ground, but I tried to find a set that would be the best for the uneven ground and stuff. And to be honest, this company that I talked to, they sell to sheriff's offices and fire departments and stuff. They're familiar with what we're wanting to use them for.
Do they used to terrain like what we see up north here?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, like I said, there's gonna be places where you're just not gonna be able to set them up. That's, no matter how good a set they are, no matter what they are.
And you're wanting something the size of this room, I take it?
No, well, yeah, when it unfolds.
I was gonna
But I'm
say,
saying, well, the set I'm looking for, if you drive by the highway and you see that set that says rent me.
Yes.
Up by Dollar General, it's half that size. It's not the big, long setup. It's one we could set up, and even if we set it up and shuffle, you know, we can't set it up there right next to, against the bull rack. Maybe we can set it up on the area, and the firemen can kind of build a human alleyway and get them shoot up there and get them caught too. I mean,
If the cow was worked up, human alley,
yeah,
it's
you know,
not
there,
gonna work.
no, I mean, there's
So,
safety
I
concerns
got
too,
you.
but I'm just saying, yeah, and it's not unusual for emergency services doing that. I think Thomas County has a set, cause on the interstate, that's very high liability. And again, you could borrow them, but now you gotta wake somebody up and you gotta drive an hour to Thomas County to get them and an hour back, you know, that's 2 hours. And, you know,
Well, even with a rancher out here, you still have to go to his place to get them.
you know, yeah, and I just think, I know $11,000 is a lot of money, but I think the amount of liability it protects us from is worth it. The other thing is the fire department, when they use them, they could bill the usage to the insurance company, that insures the cows. Not saying they'll ever make the $11,000 back, but they will be able to bill for the usage of them, so it is something that we can bill to use, so will offset the cost a little bit.
Well, I understand, and probably we're gonna go ahead and do it. But I'm gonna get quizzed really hard out of the
And-
coffee shop.
And Roger, I have no
What are
problem,
you doing with a set of cattle cur?
and I have no problem calling Mandy, and when we get them, maybe doing a newspaper article and explaining why we have them. So that would help offset some of that.
Liability type deal.
And you know, people are gonna have their opinion one way or the other, but I think transparency and telling people, instead of them just seeing a set of corrals show up at the fire department, everybody starting their own story, if we had Mandy come take a picture of them with a firefighter stand in front of them and, you know, and stuff, and explain to them why we have them. At least they'll know the reasoning behind it. Whether they agree with the reasoning we have them or not is different, but it won't be all these wild stories of why do they have them. They'll know exactly why we have them, and then it's up to them whether they want to agree with why we have them or
You say
not.
there's a need about 4 times a year for them?
Yeah, about 4 times a year we have a bull rack wreck. The pig ones are different because when the pig trucks wreck, they will come out with their own and take them and corral them and do their own thing. And that's just because we're so close to the shipping facility. With cattle, to be honest, nobody wants to claim they own them. The receiving facility is saying they're not ours. They're not ours until they go across the scale. The person that sold them says they're not mine, and the person who owns them is the insurance company that was covering them while they're in transit. Well, Hartford out of Connecticut's not going to drive out here with a set of corrals to catch the cattle. The pig trucks are different because the trucking company, I shouldn't say the trucking company, but the pigs are owned by the same people. They're going from their facility to their facility, so they're going to take care of them. But
And those cattle corrals aren't gonna hold a pig.
no, they're not. No, they bring their own special stuff, and they're usually there pretty fast, and they bring their own team of guys, and they do their own thing, so.
I know it'd be a lot of work, but I almost feel like a set of panels would be set up easier and quicker than trying to get those set of portables. But you can get a trailer load of panels,
Yeah.
then you just build a wing out and then you put a stock trailer there. But I think they'd be easier to set up in rough terrain than a set of corrals. But
What are you thinking, Roger? Because he made a motion already.
oh, well. Yeah, second,
It's been moved and seconded to purchase corrals for $11,500 coming out of asset forfeiture and $5,500 coming out of the budget. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. I wasn't gonna go with that. I don't know. I really don't.
It is, and when we discuss, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth, when we discussed this at our meeting, it was the same way. It wasn't like there was a bunch of guys saying, yeah, let's do it. I mean, we weighed it very heavily. We went back to, why should it be us buying these? And then, you know, can we get a contract, somebody to rent them, you know, type of deal. It wasn't an easy decision to make that we wanted to buy them. We had the same qualms you guys have and the same discussion.
It wasn't an easy deal to approve of
Yes,
either,
you know,
so
and,
I
you know,
where-
so I know
you're
exactly
coming
where you
from.
guys are coming from, because we sat around that table and talked about this at length, and the same concerns that you guys have.
If we use them one time and it somehow saves a life or, you know, or something, it's worth it, but
If it saves a firefighter from getting hurt and we're paying workman comp for 6 months while he's
yeah.
repairing, or,
Get
you know,
somebody's finger pinched between a corral and we got workmen.
anyways, I mean,
I mean,
you can't
liability,
remove all
liability.
liability. But my biggest concern is not, yes, my biggest concern is an emergency worker getting hurt. That's always number one top priority for me.
Absolutely.
But my biggest concern is when we let these animals out, we cut the thing, we get them out, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it's dark, it's icy, we're trying our best. We call cowboys in the morning to come round them up in the daylight and stuff. And then an hour and a half later, we're out there because somebody hit, 1,100-pound steer on the road. That's the liability I'm trying to stop.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And no matter what you do, stuff happens, I may be in here 6 months from now, I was telling you guys, well, we had these corrals, but one of them jumped over the top, got through, and still got hit by a car. I mean, stuff happens, That's the thing, you can never protect yourself 100%. But if you don't do something to try to protect yourself, then you're completely hanging out to dry. So, that's it, that's all I had. Came in to spend all your money. So.
going back to the $20. If we set it at $20, then do we need to know what each guy is gonna be making?
I could work with Scott and
Yeah,
do that.
We need to do that before we set wages then?
Right, which, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't asking for approval or anything. I just wanted to tell you guys face to face what I had going on.
My thing was just set when we're gonna
When we're gonna set them?
set them.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll bring them down then, you guys can look at them. I just wanted to prep you guys and talk to you about why, when I'm gonna be sitting down these numbers, I don't like sitting down big numbers to you guys without a little preparation and saying, this is what I'm thinking, and so that way you guys know where I'm coming from when I put something in front of you
Kind
guys.
of reminds me of that nurse that was like this when she came in when I was a kid and said, bend over.
Surprise, yeah, no. I just wanted you guys to know why I'm gonna be sending down the numbers I'm gonna be sending down when I send them down.
Okay,
So, and see what you guys' thoughts were on it.
okay. Thank you, Cody. Have a good holiday.
You too. Thanks, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving.
You're up. How are you?
Pretty good, how you doing?
Did they get the sprockets on? The sprocket?
No,
Okay.
no, we're still out with using it
Okay.
right now. Hopefully get it in here fairly soon.
It'll be a big job.
Guess I got a few items, let's just start out with where we're at on this budget. See what one's got, or I've got one.
How's that new pickup doing?
Good, good. We're gonna get a new tank, put in a fuel tank.
Okay.
We've got a spare, but it's like a 150-gallon tank, actually bigger than that if you fill it clear full, that's a little too much.
That's the 13.5, the pickup.
Correct. Yep. And just a quick note on that 926 cat loader we were looking at, they got that sold. Right, that was like a week ago, Monday, I think it sold, so. We'll just kinda keep our eyes out for something down the road. And the radiator, that was off the Mac. Had a leak, we had to get that fixed.
Did you have Stu fix it over in Burlington?
Burlington, yeah.
Yeah.
You did it. If there's no questions, we're gonna need to buy some grader tires coming up here. We're down to one good spare, and I think we've gotta get that put on 102 the way it sounds. It's got a problem with one of the tires, so I'll finish rounding up prices on tires for next meeting. I thought I was hoping to have it today, but I don't.
Okay.
And then another couple items on potential purchases, really number one on my list is replacing our old water truck, the yellow one. And I can't remember what year, that's a 1970 something water truck, and the tank on that leaks something terrible. You can't fill it and have it sit for too long or you're gonna lose quite a bit of water. And there is one that's up on Purple Wave. It's a 2006. It's a Ford F650 Super Duty with a 2,000-gallon tank on it, spray bars on the front and back. So it's got an engine-driven
Fire
pump.
rescue?
No, just it's from A&M Excavating out of Garden City.
Okay.
And I looked at some similar, actually identical truck. It looked like identical setup back in June, and I think a little bit earlier
in the year, there was two of those, basically the same trucks, and one went for around 18, the other went for a little over 21.
Okay.
And it's something that we would use,
And then
a fair amount.
We sell the yellow one, dog?
Yeah, get the yellow one down the road, and then we're also gonna try and get our flatbed, which is about the same, year of truck, that we've just not been using it, it's been sitting there, seen very little use, so we're hoping to move those two along at some point.
When's the auction up on Purple Way?
It comes up on the 5th of December. They do have a YouTube video on it running, showing the spray, using it to spray and everything, so and I did email them and I asked them about it, I was curious on whether there's leaks in the tank, they said there was no leaks. It might be, if we're serious about putting in a bid that might get this, it'd be maybe worth going down to take a look at it.
I'm trying to think what their commission is. I bought several things.
10%,
Is
it's
it
10%, so.
Okay. And that's tacked on to the price that you get?
Yeah, if you
All right.
win the bid for,
If you go 6,000, it's an extra $600, so yeah.
right, yeah, if you got it for 22, it would be another $2,200 onto that price.
22,000, yes. Okay.
Yeah, 22,000, so I thought if we could cap it at 25,
And where is this?
Garden City. And wouldn't necessarily need to go that high, where it's, like I said, where there's been two trucks almost identical to this thing in year mileage, and they went for right around 20. So that's what I would hope we could get it for.
I don't know if we can do, we had talked about that, so
We'd have to do the approval while we're bidding. Is that,
We have to set a flat rate,
Yeah.
I think.
Just set
We
it
can't.
at 25,000 or so.
Yeah,
Say not to exceed?
I guess that's what I'm asking, yes, if not to exceed
I think that's
25.
all right. She was the one
You kind
complaining
of have
about it.
to on an auction. I mean, I guess you can set it at 25,000. If, when it comes in and under, that's fine, but
Just not to
I don't-
exceed.
so that'll be 27.5 if you got it for 25,000, so.
Is 25 a good buy yet?
I think it'll go a lot cheaper than that if it's a Ford.
The way it's
F650.
looking, yeah, see, that's the thing, it's the Ford F-650, there's just a few of them, you look at past results, and a lot of them are, Peterbilt, Kenworth, just
The Fords
more
don't
truck,
go as
and they
much.
go for more.
Is there a video on Purple Wave?
There is, yeah,
Okay.
you can see it, I've got, the item number is DQ 3188.
We're actually bidding on a couple semis today, so I don't have Purple Wave though up.
It's this one here, I don't know if you want to just navigate around on that. It's got, I think it's a 6.7 liter. I'm gonna look at that, but I'm gonna ask you about the engine here in a second, I wanna make sure I see exactly what it is.
Sounds like a Detroit Chatters.
Like C3 Acert, is that doing anything to you?
C3 Acer, that would be a cat, not getting it.
Yeah. I think it's 190 horse.
.6 liter Cat industrial engine.
Sounds noisy.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't sound like a cat.
C7, I'm sorry.
Oh, C7.
C7 H-Cert, 7.2 liter, that's what I went with, 6-cylinder, 190 horse, manual, six speed.
Those 7.2 supposed to be good motors.
I don't know on the 7.3 on a Ford, which is an international motor, is a rock solid motor. I don't know about this for Caterpillar. The 7.2 is, I'm not familiar with that at all.
Yeah, we could keep looking into it. I mean, we
Well,
can
I
seek
mean-
approval, but there's some red flags that come up too. I mean, obviously.
There's some of those motors that you want to stay away from, kind of like the M11 Cummins. They were problem child, and then, I'm not sure. There's one on the Caterpillar you want to stay away from, but I can't remember. It's like a 33 or something like that.
Yeah, I'd have to look into that.
I don't think it's going to hit 25. I'd be surprised if it goes over 16. So
When's the auction?
the-
December 5th is when it ends, yeah. Thursday, I think it is.
So you need a price then. We ain't gonna meet before then. And where's it at, Garden?
Garden City.
Pretty good jaunt to go down and look at it.
It would be that close to 3 hours, or you're 2+.
But for 20 grand, it might be worth the drive.
Don't they have a company that looks at them for you?
You can have a
Can,
local
but-
dealership do a good check, but it costs usually around
Right, and we're not, I mean, we're
$150.
easily a day's effort to go down and do that.
We had somebody do that on a truck we looked at in
Yep,
Nebraska.
that
and
was
it saved our
clear
bacon.
up, somewhere near Lincoln. I
Yeah.
can't remember the town. It was,
Took it to a dealer,
Mhm.
but that was a privately owned deal.
Right, you want to have it,
And
not-
panned out, because it turned out we didn't want to get that
Right.
truck,
Yeah,
as we found out.
I don't know how to answer that, so. But I
Now
can't
we
make a
could-
motion.
We could go down and look at it. We would have time, I believe, next week to do that. It would take a day.
Too bad, it just takes 45 minutes in the air.
Well, would it take you, just one day to drive down in the morning and come back? Or-
Yes.
And who would go?
I'd, well, prefer to have the mechanic go, and then we've got some former mechanics that maybe send 2 of them.
You wouldn't go personally?
I could, but, I mean, there's others that,
I like what
Know as much
Roger's
or more than
thinking.
I do.
I would like to know more about it, whether we have somebody go down there, or if we pay an independent mechanic down there
To
that
do
does diesel engines. If there's a lot of blow-by and stuff like that, we'll dodge a
Yeah.
bullet. And
Yeah.
it's worth that $150 to $300 to have a mechanic go look at it. I mean, I agree with Roger on that. I don't know how to, I just don't.
I'm open to that. We could try and get somebody to go down there and actually, you're talking a diesel mechanic from
Yes.
the area down there. See if
Yeah,
we can get them to do that.
I think there's a big John Deere dealer down there, or you want somebody that's more industrial, that's gonna know.
Right.
Somebody that isn't,
Well, and they would have the equipment too to hook up and test and
Yeah.
if it gets to that point, they
right.
have a little more capability maybe to look at
Problem
it.
could be is with the holidays, finding someone to do it next week.
Pardon?
The problem with the holiday this week is finding someone to do it next week.
Yeah, well,
So,
start today looking.
yeah,
How many miles? are
First
on
thing
it?
Monday, if I don't round anybody up.
How many miles are on it?
15,800 or something
Okay.
like that, so it's what it has on the odometer. and it's-
Wow, that seems low.
Yeah, it does seem low. But then some of the other ones that was mentioned that there was one that had 29,000 and the other had 31,000. So
They
they're
probably
just
don't use them all that much, right?
Short trips, yeah.
I just don't know enough about water trucks. It just seems like anytime you see a water truck, they're not very expensive, doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you guys wanna make a
Well, there's
motion.
not a lot of demand for it.
Right. And
Yeah.
then you're taking a
Exactly.
chance with it, like he said, the
Would
tank.
you- if you drove down and you liked it, and we give you a maximum bid of 20,000, would you be happy with that?
At 20, does that mean it'd have to go for 18?
Well,
Does that be right? Well,
Well, if
I
it
got a
went for
little more than that.
Yeah, 20 would be $2,000 extra, so it'd be 22,000.
22, okay.
So that's why wouldn't know how to do is there any other titling fees? A lot of times they have a $35 titling fee.
Yeah, they do mention, Kansas title distribution may be delayed upon 30 days from verification
But
of
no
funds.
title fee? Okay.
Well,
Not
that's,
yet.
comes
There's-
back when we title it here.
Yeah,
It's like what, their pickup was $28
Okay.
and 6 cents, so.
Can we say we want to spend around 18 and give them a few more? Say 20, say, I don't know, 25 or something, but tell them, try to keep it with here.
Or just, say 21, that includes the buyer's premium, so it'd be 21 less the,
Where would you be comfortable?
21,000 less the $2,100.
Where would you be comfortable?
A little higher than that, to be honest. But, I mean, we could shoot for a lower figure than 25 and go with that.
And you have all this in your budget?
Yes, we can pull it out of our special machinery fund.
I wouldn't think there'd be much trouble with the motor, no more miles than that.
I wouldn't either, but you just never know. Is it a county truck then?
It's the current?
The county, is it a county-owned truck? or-
No, it's a
It's a private thing.
excavating company.
Oh, yeah, you said
Private
that, I'm sorry.
contractor, yeah.
And then.
A&M Excavating, I think.
Now, what do you think you can get for yours to?
I'd hate to venture a guess on that. I would hope maybe 2,500, 3,500, but,
I think you're in the ballpark.
I mean, it does run. It's got a few issues besides the leaks, but,
Just tell them it's automatic.
pardon?
The water's sprinkler.
Yeah, automatic water, yeah, that's right. Ready to water.
I think if you guys make a motion, there ought to be on it, it should have after inspection, and you know what I'm saying? So,
And then, cost of the inspection, I can't remember what we paid the last time, or what do we, try to keep it
Well,
under
That would
a
be
certain
below
amount?
$1,500, I would assume, so
Yeah.
that'd be all right on that.
I don't know what reasonable amount, $250, I don't know if that's,
yeah, anytime
look
I've
at
done
it.
it's 150 to 300 typically.
okay.
And if you can, well,
So we don't need to include that in we just
Be separate,
set a maximum amount to include the buyer's premium.
because that's gonna be from 2 different places, 2 different tickets, so.
So what did you say, how much?
I would go for 22,000. That includes the buyer's premium.
That includes it?
Yes. Well, if we- make sure I'm doing my math right, there's a lot of numbers around.
it's just 22,000 times. It'd be 2,200 minus 22,000.
That'd be 19.8.
Yep.
No, it'd be, well,
Got
it'd be.
19,800.
We got it for 19.8, it's not gonna be quite that much, it'd be 19.80.
Oh, yeah, because you're taking,
20,000 would be
yeah,
$2,000.
it'll be close to
So it'd be
that.
a little over 20,000 you could get it for, I think, is what that would, 20,200, wouldn't it? No?
So you're,
Sorry about it.
you're saying if you got it for 19, so it'd be $1,900. If you got it for 19,000, so it'd be 1,900 plus 19. It'd be $20,900.
You could get it for $20,000. And then that would, with the buyer's premium, that would kick you up to 22,000. That would,
I move that we go down and look at the truck. If you like it, you can pay up to $22,000, and that includes the buyer's premium. Is that correct?
Okay, I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, and have somebody from Garden City look at it? I guess that's your,
That's up to you.
I think you're gonna have to go look at it.
Okay.
Or somebody from here.
okay.
By the time you figure man hours and everything, it's cheaper to have somebody down there though, but,
Can't we tell if there's blow-by and stuff?
yeah.
That's the main thing, isn't
Um,
it?
I guess,
If it
could we
holds oil
word it as just upon inspection
Upon inspection.
that we go with the 22,000? If it meets, you know, the requirements for, like you said, no blow-by or any other red flags that might show up.
So, I think you'll be able to tell by just looking if it's been taken care of a little bit.
Usually.
Okay, I already seconded.
You did. It's been moved and seconded after upon inspection, purchasing with the buyer's premium added at 22,000. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay.
Okay, I think that's all I've got for you.
What's the landfill doing from Friday? Are they closed?
Oh,
I sent you an email if you want to answer it later.
okay, let me check with Byron and
I
see
got a
what
deal
he's.
from the courthouse on Facebook and I can
We,
change it.
yeah, let me confirm on that. I'm not gonna say one way or another. I can't recall what we did in the past.
Steve, do you have anything else?
I did that, well, sorry, there was one other, used item that just came up the other day, and it was a mower. We're looking into it. It's a Land Pride, but it's a 3600 series, which is lighter duty.
You talking a small, like riding lawnmower?
No, I'm sorry, a
Okay.
three-wing,
Okay,
batwing
gotcha.
mower.
All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Most of our, we have the 50 series and the 60 series mowers, and they're considerably heavier duty mower, or at least they weigh more, and I'm sure they hold up better than what the lighter one would do, so. And it's a 2010, and they're asking 11,000 for it, and a new one would run probably close to 20. I'm not convinced that that's something we, or,
I don't like if it's not heavy duty.
and that's what concerns me.
We're gonna be putting new gearboxes on it right and left.
Right, and then,
I would-
right now, we can grab any mower and go anywhere and mow.
Okay.
With this thing, then we're
You're
kinda locked
isolated.
into keeping it on the, you know, the asphalt roads,
Yeah.
maybe out the landfill. I mean, that's maybe something to consider.
Right.
Might be easier on the tractors. It's,
Right.
cause those, the bigger ones, they do pull around, or they're about all those tractors can handle. They're pretty good load, but, so I just, that's something that just, I mean, came up yesterday and
Okay.
went and looked at it. It's a nice mower, but
Do you-
I
what-
just,
is
they
there
might
a-
be too light.
What number, it's a Land Pride, but is there a number on it so I can look it
It's
up?
3615, I think, is
All right.
the number on it.
If not, just text me what it is and I'll look into it.
Okay,
Land Pride 30, it's a three-wing mower,
yeah.
PTO driven.
And that's at the auction also?
No, that's just, it's a private sale. Near St. Francis. So,
Okay.
but that was it. All I had.
Have a good holiday.
So,
Steve.
okay, you too, guys. Thank you.
I'm gonna run down.
On these recycling monies that we talked about, would you be good to say, I don't know, 60/40? Or you want to think about it some more?
Think about it some more.
And I still have to call the lady from over there because I think we got about another $2,000 that should be coming. We had some stuff that they could never sell, banders, I don't know what else she had. She put it in storage. But I don't know what you know anybody that uses a bender?
Hello,
Oh,
how are you guys?
well, how are you?
Good. Brett run away?
Yeah, he got upset. Sleep too
Oh,
much.
you know, it's understandable. Hey, Brett.
Sorry.
Okay, fantastic. Are we all set?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if we needed to.
Nope, we're good.
Okay, so with the change in the clerk's office, I need a motion made to remove Sharissa as deputy clerk off of the bank accounts.
Okay, I'll make a motion to remove Sharissa from the bank accounts. Do you need her last name?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to remove Sharissa from the bank cards. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Okay, so now we have all of these bank cards to sign.
You have them marked, right?
Yeah.
What color did I get this time?
I don't know. We'll start with this one because this one's super easy.
Oh, boy. Sign above, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't give you much room. Yeah. And then the 11:15 minutes, were they approved today? You don't have them? Okay. Okay, fantastic. You got yellow, Brett.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, these are the fun ones.
Well, I would say thank you, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I know. It's just
But thank you for marking them.
necessary evil of. Thank you. Freedom Claims is coming out.
December 9th.
Okay, and do you know who it's gonna be?
Well, it's Struthers Insurance, it's Brett
Okay,
Struthers.
okay.
No, these is just this one page. We don't have to, do we have to dig through these?
You have to dig through them.
Okay, well, I might have missed one then.
Yeah, I'll double check everything once it gets back to me here and I'll. Thank you. You missed this one, Willie. Thank you.
Some of these are different interest rates for the same amount of money. right?
Yes, because they're CDs and they were locked at different times, so. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't change any of that without unlocking and redoing, but,
So how does it work with the interest? Is it just, do we just leave it in there, or we?
one of the CDs, it gets reinvested into that CD.
Okay,
The other two CDs, the interest gets dumped into the checking account
okay.
when it renews, so. I just,
It's good to have them.
and I have them set, so like one unlocks in May, one unlocks in June, one unlocks in August.
Right.
So that
So you can utilize them.
if we need to do something, it's. Yeah, yeah,
Let's hope not.
right. And they're usually pretty good about the pledgings if they know how much, if they know when it's gonna unlock, it's easier for them to pledge than just with a checking account when they don't know what's gonna,
So on a CD, it's different than if you have 250,000, FDIC will still cover the full amount of the CD. Is that correct?
no, they still have to do pledgings. So no matter what accounts you have, whether it's CD, checking, or savings, the bank, the FDIC only covers 250 for that bank for us as an entity. And then the bank actually has to pick up the rest in pledgings. So, but they give me pledge reports every month. I check them every month.
Thank you.
So, and I input them into CIC and it tracks it for me. And so if the auditors ever are questioning it, I can print off a report to date that shows that we have been covered.
Otherwise, we need to split them up.
Yeah, no. And that's one of the reasons why I moved some money into those CDs a couple weeks ago, is because it was getting tight on one end and another bank said that they could help out, so, and it was a better interest rate.
I am trying not to miss any.
Yeah, I'm double checking them all for you guys.
Any questions?
Well, you're here twice a month and I want to make sure we get them so I don't have to have them sitting on my desk or call you guys back
I'm
in.
at the bottom.
Yes, you hit the bottom. So tax statements were supposed to get mailed on Monday. Hopefully they did. I didn't hear otherwise that there wasn't any problems with them getting out on Monday. I got the file uploaded to the state for the web portal for people to pay their taxes online yesterday. We got our first online payment last night, so that's working. We've emailed a ton of statements to a bunch of different people too, so we're in the flow.
You don't have to mail statements to people that are paying automatic though, right? Save a stamp.
There's only 40 people that pay automatically, so I can't exclude those at this moment. It's part of the upgrade that they're doing for email and prepay.
Yeah.
So hopefully next year we can save those 40 and as well as all the email people.
Gotcha.
So it is in the works there, but I'm limited by the software capabilities. And since you've reached the bottom of the stack, I'll let you look at that.
Okay.
At one of the recent meetings, we talked about the equipment reserve. When the auditor was here presenting. So this is this updated spreadsheet of it broken down by departments.
Okay.
So, and it shows the last 2 years of purchases. And then the total at the bottom, the bottom line for each department. You can see one department has enjoyed spending.
Yeah.
So hopefully his 24 end of year budget transfer into equipment reserve will cover that. But just so you guys are aware, that's where that's at. I mean, overall, the fund is positive, so we're not in violation of anything, but
Right.
and I don't know what that line item is budgeted for him for this year. I did send this out to all the department heads last month so they could review it and are aware of where they stand. So that they could prepare for end of the year transfers too. Or end of the year expenditures as well. I mean, some wait till the end of the year to. Yep, so there's that for you. I put it on legal paper to make it bigger, because when I put it on regular
Too
paper, it
small.
was way too small.
It's way too small now.
I tried.
Did the county used to get a tax from Yost Ford when they sold something?
Used to get a tax.
Well, money's from them when they sell a vehicle.
When
Sales
you-
tax, revenue, and the titling tax probably.
Well, I mean, not from Yoast itself.
From the buyer.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how that's gonna impact us being out there now.
We collect sales, I mean,
Doesn't matter who they buy it from.
well, yeah, because I mean, it'll be a closed sales tax account, because, I mean, it's just like if we lost Dollar General or the grocery store, that isn't gonna generate sales tax for the county, so Yoast will not be generating sales tax for the county. So yeah, it will be a loss. I don't know how big of a loss, but
Somehow.
yes. Are you done with this one, Roger? Okay. So in this spreadsheet, I update weekly. So if there's ever a question, if you guys ever have a question, if somebody says, well, I have it in my equipment reserve, and you question it,
It's right here.
I can print it within a few minutes.
All right.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
And if it's something that you guys want me to just give to you monthly or quarterly automatically, I sure can do that as well.
It's kind of nice to see where everybody's at. Maybe quarterly would be what I would do. What about you, Willie?
Well, and we're doing our department head meetings quarterly, so I was gonna send it out to the department heads before our quarterly meeting, so we could discuss anything during the department head meeting. And I can just give it to you guys the meeting before, around that time frame too. And then if you guys need a special request, just let me know and I can
Okay.
do it on the fly as well. Okay, looks like I got all your guys' signatures. So, that's all I had.
Well, thank you, and have a good holiday.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yep, thank you. Okay. Scott, did you have anything else?
What do you wanna do, raises, do you wanna meet? Do you wanna meet with department heads?
Probably be best, wouldn't it?
They kinda gave you
Give us the.
what they were thinking
How much time do we have to do that?
at the end of the year.
At the end of the year?
Most of them.
Looked like about everything was 5%.
What's that?
Not everybody was 5%.
Yeah,
but they-
or a position with.
Greg Walls, you'd want to move to a 5. That's what he said.
What he said.
Melba 5%. Shannon 5%. What is that? I got something wrote, I can't read it. Classification raise. Jeannie Dunn 5. Steve was 5 across the board. Mike Hanson 5. Jill wanted to put Kim on salary. And what'd you say, 44? Is that what we kind of come up with?
I think that's the number that we did. I haven't got there yet. Either that or I went by it.
Dispatch was gonna stay the same, weren't they?
No, I think we needed to talk to Cody about that because they're past their, that 2 years. They haven't gone up for 2 years, so
Okay.
I didn't even think about it when he was sitting here, but
She never did say anything about it, did she?
no, which Cody has the budget authority over that.
But I got 8% wrote down. Is that what Cody was kind of thinking on the sheriff's department?
I don't know what it'd figure out to.
He must have said 8% over the phone. I don't,
May have.
Well,
I just have need to raise wages for
the way he was
sure.
talking today, it might be more than 8, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You're going to 17 to 20. That's.
well, I don't think we need to talk to Greg or Dawn.
44,514 is what I've got on Kim.
What's that?
44,514.86 is what I had on Kim.
Yeah, I got that wrote down here too. Basically, Cody,
Cody and I need to work on stuff and then we can work on what he wants to do with dispatch too.
do what?
And I can work with him on what he wants to do with dispatch too. So
Well, that's kind of about the only one that we got any questions about, isn't it? Just dispatch and sheriff.
Sheriff. So I guess the next meeting,
The rest of them looks like they pretty well told us.
Right. I can take you some to look at them, correct?
well, yeah, if you be careful.
Okay.
Don't want
No, I know.
them out.
They're going in the bag. All right. Did you have anything else?
Nope.
You want to go home?
No, I gotta go to work.
You have anything else? Okay, well, now, make a motion to adjourn.
Wait a minute.
No? I thought you said no.
Well, I thought you asked about anything to think about. Or you got something to think about.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you think of Kim?
Do we need to go into executive session?
Probably.
I would say so then. I would move to go into executive session, 5 minutes,
For non-elected personnel.
non-elected personnel.
I'll second.
It's been moved and,
Do I have to rescind my other motion? To adjourn?
I just don't think we said anything. It's been moved and seconded for 5 minutes executive session for non-elected personnel. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yours just died from a lack of second.
Oh, okay. Man, I got like 2 shots yesterday.